Now by Phaswane Mphahlele, who is a portfolio manager at Makwe Fund Managers, to talk more about the market movements. Phaswane, thank you so much for joining us. The JSE was marginally higher this afternoon. I see it ended in the red with closing, but market participants are cautious ahead of central bank decisions. What were some of the big moves on the JSE today?
Afternoon, Melissa, and your viewers. It was a quiet day, you're correct there. Not much economic companies. Investors decided to be cautious ahead of those interest rate decisions. Whether you look at the US, we're coming here back home in South Africa, Bank of Japan, Bank of China, and more or less investors are just waiting to see what the decision will take. Expectations right now is leaning towards a pause, and while the likes of Bank of China would be more stimulating the economy, so the cautious mood, you're very much correct there. So the big moves we saw today because of this so much caution was investors played around discretionary stocks. They played around some of our clothing retailers. We saw the likes of TFG up 8%. We saw the likes of Pepco up 7%. We saw the likes of MultiChoice up 5%. Mr. Price around 5%. And this follows the expectations that we are going into the fourth quarter. The inflation will be anchored. Interest rate will take a pause. And therefore, it's probably the good time to buy these oversold shares.
And then, Phaswane, Brent crude prices still continue to rise. We saw the AA's statement as well about unaudited data from the Central Energy Fund about a big fuel hike in the cards. I just saw oil is at about 95, just above $95. Are we seeing that this upward trend is anywhere from ending?
I don't think momentarily, no. We're seeing oil sitting there at $95 a barrel. It's not looking good for anyone. And this is basically because of that supply tightness we've been seeing coming from Saudi and Russia having extended their supply cuts by 1.3 million a barrel a day. And demand has not been showing any much of a reaction, especially when you even consider the fact that the OECD came out with a report indicating that demand will be coming down, coming from 2023 and even 2024 as it goes below trend. So we can expect the oil price to even go closer to $100 a barrel, and this would be at the back of the expectation that interest rates will not be going higher. They'll take a pause, and this trend we've been seeing it for the past 3 months, as we've seen oil is now up above around 30% for the 3 months rolling.
Yeah, and then a big announcement coming out of the pharmaceutical company Aspen. It has been chosen by global healthcare company Novo Nordisk to manufacture diabetes medication. Now, how important is this development for Aspen?
Yeah, Aspen has got the deal. Congratulations to them. We didn't get enough details within the announcement to make a call further than that. But just looking at the overview of the deal, as we've heard about it, that there were deals that we made, it'll be quite important for Aspen in terms of their cash flow because they have a manufacturing hub down there in Gqeberha that hasn't been fully neutralized during COVID and since after COVID because of what has developed regarding those. So having this deal for them will improve their cash flow and therefore they'll get to cover some of their expenses.
To some other news, Phaswane, the Financial Services Tribunal is hearing arguments about why previous Steinhoff CEO Marcus Jooste should not pay the fines imposed on him. And if it concedes, it would set a bad example for other listed entities, would it not?
I agree with you, it would set a bad example. It's just like it would create a sense of lack of accountability. It would encourage misconduct behavior because then there's a certain standard set in terms of the cost of doing business. And therefore, this is not good for shareholders because you're now creating a sense of distrust amongst them and lack of confidence in South African financial markets. And that's not what we need right now.
And then some international news now. Elon Musk has insinuated that X, or previously known as Twitter, could go behind a paywall. Are these the actions of a man that is intentionally running a business into the ground? Or is it a viable business decision, especially in this tough economic environment with consumers struggling?
I would say, Musk has been talking about this for some time, ever since he's taken over and rebranded. And the whole concept is around how he's trying to remove the bots, increase credibility on his platform. And however, if he successfully does it, because right now he's just signaling to the market that this is what I want to do. So this would help him build a sustainable business model. It will help him improve his revenue line because in recent times, ever since it's taken up, he's been seeing a fall in his revenue, profitability. They're currently running at a loss. And their ads revenue has been falling off. So this is probably for the best for him, the shareholders, and also for the users to some degree in the long run because it will help them improve in terms of their content creation and they'll get to experience even better privacy and security.
We will see how that story unfolds. Thank you so much, Phaswane. That was Phaswane Mphahlele, who is a portfolio manager at Makwe Fund Managers.